Praise Live Morning Show.
Have you ever wondered how to save your money and where to save your money or how to make money? Having money is not necessary for building wealth. Wealth is a long-lasting plan going on for generations. Let Wanda tell you how. Tune in to Wanda's Wealth Moments every Wednesday at 9:30 and learn how to.
Good morning, my friends, and welcome to another segment of Wanda's Wealth Moments. You're probably thinking, wow, she's back. What has happened? 2 weeks away. Well, I'm sure you probably hear the hoarseness of my voice. Yes, I was fighting a bit of a flu, but I'm alive and well. Thank God. I got to get up another day. So I'm here. All right. I am here. All right. So, and I miss you all. I do miss you all. It's what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks is a long time. It is, right? I do miss you all. So I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to share information. Of course, the first bit of information we're going to talk about is the weather. Yes, it is 3 degrees right now, and we're looking at a high of up to 7 degrees. I'll take it. I will take it because this is the month that actually winter is official. Okay, so I believe is it 23rd, 21st, 23rd, one of those days. So we're experiencing some nice warm weather now, and I'm not going to complain. Let's just keep bringing it on. Keep bringing it on. Let's run with that. Okay. So, it's interesting during my 2 weeks of trying to recover up and down. Oh, that was so fun. Glorious. Oh, great times. But during that time, I'm thinking, wow, we are pretty much approaching the end of the year. We are officially December 7th. We are 7 days in for December. My goodness, what a year we have had. And of course, now with the Christmas season upon us, folks are starting to spend. What do I always say? Spending drives the economy, right? Some folks are spending, some are not. Some are tightening up a lot this year because it was tough. It was a tough year, right? Right? It was a challenge for many folks. And of course, before you know it, 2023 is here. It's here. And of course, it's that favorite time of the year when 2023 rolls around. It's tax season, time to file, right? So while I was trying to recover during those couple of weeks, I figured, let me look at some tax tips that would be, pretty beneficial to many folks out there, because we all know we have to file our taxes. Okay. If you don't file it this year, you better file it next year. And if you don't file next year, you better file it soon. Don't let that creep up on you. Okay, because it can nip you in the butt if you're late, really, really, really late. Okay. So I wanted to share with you, I saw actually an article through QuickBooks. Okay, I love sharing whatever I see or find because I think it's important we all could benefit from this information, right? So QuickBooks put out basically their top 10 list of tax tips. Okay, so basically how to smooth over your tax season. Now, I'm not going to go through all 10 today, so I will break it up over the course of the next few weeks. All right, so that way you're prepared. You have an idea of what to do. So I'm going to quickly share my screen, and we'll go over at least a couple of them today. All right, so let me hit the share button. All right, and please give me a thumbs up if you're able to see this. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and of course I did my little fancy dancy, try to make it look pretty for you at the same time. All right, so 10 tips for a smooth tax season. Now, let me preface, I am not an accountant. Financial advisor, yes, but not an accountant. Okay, so please, if you do have some questions, some of the stuff that I go through, refer back to your accountant or whoever you deal with as your tax preparer. They could probably they're likely in a better position to answer these questions more than me. Okay. All right. So number one, we want to look at, okay, are you filing as a resident or non-resident? That is important to understand. Okay. Here in Canada, how are you filing? What is your tax status? Okay, because your residency status, your residency status will affect which income taxes you're subject to pay. All right. So a person who is considered a resident of Canada must pay Canadian income tax on their worldwide income. Okay, so the income generated inside and outside Canadian borders will all be subject to Canadian income tax. So when you hear those stories, you watch those movies about, oh, offshore accounts, and they're kind of trying to tuck the money away or whatnot. No. They still got to pay tax on that too. We absolutely. All right. Now, a person who is not a resident of Canada for any part of the year, but, and I know we all know folks that are like this, who visits Canada for a total of at least 183 days or more in a year, they may be deemed to be a resident of Canada. Okay. So they're still liable for a Canadian income tax on their worldwide income for the entire year. We know that person, that friend, or that's out of the country a lot. Okay. Or, they're in the country a lot for that period of time. So, make sure they understand their situation there. So what are the factors to determine Canadian residency? This is very, very important. Well, if you maintain a residence in Canada, the amount of time spent in Canada goes back to that 183 I'm talking about, where their driver's license was issued, very important, where they work, where they pay childcare expenses, how many relatives they have in Canada, if they have bank accounts in Canada or other social and economic ties to Canada. So those are some of the factors to determine Canadian residency. What about non-residents? Are they obligated to pay taxes? Of course. Oh, come on, we're in Canada, of course. Okay. Non-residents are only obligated to pay taxes on their Canadian sourced income. Okay. So a person who's considered a non-resident, they're normally, customarily, or routinely live in another country and are not considered a resident of Canada. Okay. Do not have significant residential ties in Canada, and any of the following applies if you live outside Canada throughout the tax year, or you stay in Canada for less than 183 days in the tax year. So it's important to understand the differences between the two, all right? Being a Canadian resident as opposed to a non-resident, and really what taxes are you subject to based on your status. So if you know that person that is in Canada, that's possibly a non-resident, and maybe are asking you questions, there's some tips here, some points, but still do the due diligence to find out. Okay, so that's the first tip, number one. Okay, number two, brush up on your tax allowances. What do I mean by that? Very, very important. We all have what's called a basic personal amount, and that's a non-refundable tax credit that can be claimed by all individuals. The purpose of this is to provide a full reduction from federal income tax to all individuals with taxable income below the BPA. Okay. It also provides a partial reduction to taxpayers with taxable income above the BPA. So in other words, a non-refundable tax credit, which is this BPA, will help reduce what you may owe. However, if your total non-refundable tax credits are more than what you owe, you will not get a refund for the difference. Boo, boo. It would be nice, but we can't get that. We can't get that. Residents and non-residents are entitled to claim the basic personal amount. And of course, the government, they've proposed some increases to the threshold for the basic personal amount. And you could see it here on the chart. So 2020, it was $13,229. All right. 2021, it went up a little bit, 13,808. 2022, 14,398, and they're proposing by next year 15,000. So what does that mean? If you make, let's say, $50,000 for the year, for let's say 2023, well, the first 15,000 of it, it's not taxable. That's exciting. It's not taxable. All right. So what does that drop you down to? So you're looking at 35,000. So basically, if you are 35,000 in taxable income, that literally brings your tax bracket down. It does. So these are things to consider when you have to brush up on your tax allowances. And of course, all that's done and calculated through the TD1 form, your personal tax credits return. Everyone should have that, should seen that. You likely as an employee would see that when you're working your job or you've just started. Okay, that's important to take note of. And of course, the last point I'm going to talk about today, point number 3, keep the TD1 form in mind if you change your job this year. All right. If you're employed or your employment situation has changed, you must fill out a new TD1 form. If there's been a significant change in your income while at the same job, let's say you jumped up by another 30,000 for a year. What? That'd be nice. Okay, you got to fill out that TD1 form. That's really important. You've got to update it. All right. A new form only needs to be filled out if there's a change to your tax credit amount. Okay, and this must be completed, understand this, within 7 days of said change. Very, very important. Now, usually the HR department, they'll notify you, obviously, with any changes and the forms that will be sent out to you. Okay, with any changes that happen at work. And additionally, people who need to fill out a TD1 form include those that are interested in maybe increasing how much tax is being deducted at the source, because sometimes people rather pay a little bit more taxes up front so they don't feel the burden or the hit of it when it's tax filing time. All right, or see a bigger return back tax time. Okay, or they're beginning to receive pension payouts and they're looking to claim a deduction for living in a prescribed zone. So these are all important things to consider. All right, any changes of your situation with job, or if you want to increase those deductions, you need to complete this TD1 form. Very, very important. Keep that in mind. So if you think 2023 is going to be a new year for you where you might see a potential increase in your income, or maybe even a reduction, hopefully not going backwards. Okay. Make sure you receive that TD1 form and make the necessary changes. So at the end of the day, you want to be able to prepare for tax time. Okay. Prepare for tax time. These are just 3 tips today. I've got more, which I'm going to share in the upcoming weeks. All right. Probably right into the new year, so that you are ready when it comes time to filing your taxes. Now, if you're behind, make sure you get it done. Do it. Don't fall behind too far. Okay, listen, I can admit I've been behind years ago. I was behind too, but I quickly caught up because you don't want Big Brother, Mr. Government, reaching down on you and saying, oh, hello. You're going to get penalized for not filing your taxes on time. All right. So with that, my friends, I actually made it through today without coughing down the place, because I was just mentioning that earlier to Faye Claremont. I'm just still recovering, but I'm just glad to be back and see everyone. I miss you all. I do. So have yourself a wonderful, warm Wednesday, a wonderful rest of the week. And until next week, God bless you all.
And she made it.
I made it.
It's all good. It's all good. You made it, and that's what matters. I think I'm going to become president or prime minister of this country, this great country of ours, so that I can evade my taxes a little bit. What do you think? Others can do it. So, others can do it, so I can do it too. What do you think?
Oh boy, I don't know about this conversation. Where is this going?
I don't know how I know. Look, I'm gonna lead it away. I don't know how it's done there, but in the U.S., you've got For personal filing, I don't know about business, but for personal, you file by I believe it's the 15th of April.
Okay.
Um, and like clockwork, I do mine. Like
Right.
clockwork. I don't know what happens. I know you can ask for an extension if you're not complete. Don't know what the extension is because I've never asked for it, but you can ask for an extension and but me, I just want to do mine and get it out of my head. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to think about it. I just do it. I've come close to the 15th before, but I just do it and be done.
I guess
There's,
I'm just a disobedient child, ain't I?
oh boy, we're not gonna go
You
there.
No,
called it. You called it. Oh, wait, 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 wait. Let's abuse that. Yes, you are. You opened your mouth. You said that, and I am in total agreement with you.
yeah, I
Boy.
am.
Oh,
I didn't have my taxes done for about 6 to 7 years, and finally caught up with it a little bit, you know. And it is what it is. Right now, it's time. I tell anybody, it's time to do it. This is time you can, the government like to dip their hand in your pocket. Since they seem to be so willing to give away, since Trudeau seems to be so willing to give away money so easily, just get it done because there's some GST that I didn't even know I can get. I
yeah,
got.
yeah, you're missing out on for
Yeah, because
Uh-huh.
they
Uh-huh.
take from you, they take a lot from you. They don't take from themselves, they take from you. They do this thing where they'll give away free money and they tax you somewhere else, gas or food or somewhere else, so they take from you. But in the meantime, just get it done, because one way or the other, you can't run from Big Brother. They find a way of napping you anyway, unless you decide to go off the grid, period.
Let me tell you, insurance people do that too. Because our insurance was so nice to giving you extras during COVID. When COVID was over and done with, your insurance premiums went up. Take back. I'm not saying what insurance, because
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
Take back.
yeah. That's
It's
in.
like I'm like, do they know that I watch every single thing? And there was no reason for my insurance to go up. And I'm like, oh, those extra dollars they gave you, they're taking it back now.
Mm-hmm.
A
No.
lot of places are trying to recover for the loss.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm trying to recover too, but God is good. I've recovered.
yes.
She's a recovering. She's a recovering. She's a recovering. Well, folks, we want to thank you so much for joining us here at Wonder's Wealth Moments. Thank you so much, Wanda, for sharing the weather. According to my weather, you said 3, mine said 5, but I guess it's that neck of the woods you're in anyway. So you'll get
Oh,
the 3. I'll take
please.
the 5.
Oh, please.
Well, we glad to know that
Mm.
you're doing well. Glad to see you back again. As
Yes,
we continue to
yes.
pray for God to continue to heal and strengthen you day by day, we all need that, and especially in these times. This is what they call the flu season. I call it. This is a season when
Hmm.
we get cold and we get very complacent in how we take care of our bodies. So take care of yourself, folks. Take care of yourself. Wanda, thank you once again for sharing with us this morning.